about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Every 2 weeks you get this nonsense. Every 2 weeks you get this work. Every 2 weeks you get this chaos. This unstructured / structured chaos is three nerds venting. We're three grown men discuss pop culture, and it is our therapy. Usually I do like a volume 16, 17, but it's usually we don't talk about like dated versions. You know what I mean? We just go off the sporadic and just like talk about just like random fights. But this is a breaking news edition of Three Nerds Venting, where we just stop the volumes and we push the show out immediately because this is recording today, which is actually yesterday, but it's going to go tomorrow, which is Monday. And we just post some stuff out. So anything that's good news, anything that just comes out, we just, we're just going to post right away instead of you just wait that pre-recorded time. This is a breaking news edition of Three Nerds Venting. Myself, Preston, and a music award winner, a great human being. You can't change his mind. Straight from the dungeon of Shaolin, Mr. Easy Blues. The person whose idea was to have this and, sparked a new fire in me when it comes to the microphone. Super villain to many. Superhero to the ones that matter. The OG Blurred. The Professor. America, people.
I have a question.
America
is not the answer to the question.
America deserves this.
The
great happened? Trailer of what we saw.
Oh, Jesus. This is all a build-up for that? This whole intro of the show was a build-up for that.
America.
You're stop the presses
divided right
for
now.
that.
You
stop the presses for that.
We need
one of the most boringest things in the
America
needs
this great trailer. America. It was so good. It was great. They cut the dog in there. They got Crypto in there helping them out. It was phenomenal. Mr. Terrific was in there. Green Lantern was in there. Hawk Girl. A little bit of villains in there. Lex Luthor looked good. If I can barely speak, I'm a little excited for this. It was a great trailer. It was phenomenal. It was great to see. The lighting was right. The coloring was right.
That I will say, the coloring is the most. Hold on. Let me pay it the little compliment that I'm going to pay it as I trash it for the rest of the 57 minutes.
I know, and I'm ready to defend myself.
All right, that's fine. Okay,
I put the Superman music theme on it to get myself.
I know. Yeah, don't worry.
Your psychological
torture, which again, if
my mental health
help us heal,
cannot break me down.
Help heal my mental
health. Not at all.
You can contribute to Easy Blues on Venmo. That's Easy Blues on Venmo.
Let's tag all the cash apps and everything. It was great.
I'm just
phenomenal.
Saying, we were sitting here tortured. I show up early to these things just to hear. Oh,
it was great. I saw the smile in your face. You were turning red.
Oh, it was horrible.
Oh, it was so
At first, I thought, I was like, oh, is he watching the new Star Wars like we're supposed to? I was like, oh, no, this son of a gun really just had this he's going to be this petty, and we're going to it's okay. So you build this up just for that. Okay, do we want to talk about the most lamest thing in the history of lame, since Lame did the lameness on Lametude? We can talk about the lamest thing since the history of Lame. First of all, Crypto looked ridiculous. And I don't think, first of all, why is he such a small dog if he's supposed to be a Great Dane? He's supposed to be a Great Dane.
It's not the size of the dog.
It is the size of the dog. It's the size of the source material that you got to stick to. We understand.
It's the bite.
Look, yeah, I'm sure it's the bite.
Big dogs that weren't really that big inside.
Look, man, DC's taken a lot of hits. And I just finished watching.
This is a knockout the park.
Biggest.
This is a big hit.
Here's the thing, though. I just finished watching the latest DC thing that was released, the Joker Part 2. And I have to say, it was the biggest crime to musicals and comic book movies since Spider-Man 3.
Agreed.
Oh, you agree that Spider-Man 3 was a horrible movie?
Oh, right. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 was.
I got you. Yeah. So, okay, good. I'm glad we can agree there. But seriously, DC's they're taking a step back instead of forward. I will say that the coloration was the closest to the Christopher Reeves Superman you're ever going to get. Okay. I felt like that was gave you that same type of nostalgic feeling. Oh, look at you! Look at you!
I gotta do some stretches. I'm getting older.
You're getting old with your stretches. You're getting old with your stretches.
I gotta do my stretches.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You like the Boy Scout. It's okay. It's understandable.
Redemption, baby, 2025.
Redemption 2025. You're going to redeem a story that never needed to be retold. After Superman 2, no more needed to be said.
Okay.
I mean, Superman 2 was almost, okay. Almost the perfection in cinema for its time. Nothing needed to be said after that. We did not need Superman 3. Although, as much as I love Richard Pryor, we did not need Superman 4. We definitely didn't need Man of Steel. Okay.
You didn't need Man of Steel. Okay.
We didn't need Man of Steel. We didn't need Man of Steel.
Okay, I was 50-50 on it. I'm not going to agree. Yeah. I was 50-50 on it. I felt he was a good Superman. I didn't feel he was good Clark Kent.
See, I think he's a much better who he wound up on Legends of Tomorrow. Forgot Adam. He's a much better Adam than he is a Superman.
Okay.
This is how I feel. But I feel like I've been hogging up the mic the whole time.
Yeah, we got
gnawing at the bit to also tell you how bad the trailer was.
So I will say a couple of things before I tear it up. I'm going to tell you what was right about it.
Okay.
The things that were right.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like more on the Christopher Reeve feel.
Okay.
Again, like Easy said, the colors were right.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the way it felt, the theme of it all.
Right.
It was real Christopher Reeve like,
which I love.
With a bit, which I appreciated, with a bit more of the edge, of like kind of a modern take.
Okay.
Like there was a scene in the trailer that was really interesting, and I'm assuming it was after probably something happened, and like they were blaming Superman, and some dude threw like a rock or something at his back of his head, and
it was Ken,
something, and he kept walking into the building, and so I'm assuming some tragedy happened, and either he was unable to completely stop the tragedy and people got hurt. I don't know. But it's a lot different the way the original Superman felt, and there was more of an awe of a man that can fly. You know what I mean? Like I was looking at some of the old trailer, and they played clips of it in the Superman documentary, which was really interesting.
Someone else really made us watch. It was so damn depressing. I'm going through some of the hardest times of my life, and here's Preston's like, here's some homework. I hope you don't cry too much.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot. But it was really interesting where you kind of got like kind of a more of a you got a nostalgic feel, but you got a little bit of a more modern type of take still in there. And that's kind of the end of where I'm going to be nice about it.
Yes.
Let's see the bad stuff. Baby. I'm ready.
All right. So
ready. Let's go.
So James Gunn, I'm going to talk to you directly, sir. Whereas I commend you for your attempt.
Okay.
That was the biggest piece of trash trailer I've ever seen.
Wow.
I'm not sure that the rest of the movie is going to be able to save it. I'm sorry.
Embrace your hate.
All the effects that you can create and all that, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All the little surprises and stuff, the characters that were shown, wonderful. That's nice. But I don't even think that's going to save it. You can get a budget of I don't know how much, that's fine. But even the beauty of seeing that Hawkgirl looked amazing. Mr. Terrific looked amazing.
He did.
Guy Gardner annoyed me.
He's supposed to be annoying. That's an annoying character.
I knew it would. Totally ruins my boy. Nathan Fillion, sir, you're better than that, but we'll talk at another time.
And you want to know something? Shame on you, James Gunn, for not knowing how much better he is than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shame on you.
Yeah,
all right.
I think
I'm gonna let you guys finish. I'm gonna say what I have.
Yeah. I think where, and who was that one that, because they showed Lex Luthor, and was that other character Metamorpho or something?
Yeah,
Metamorpho. Yes,
that's what I thought. Okay,
Metamorpho.
Also, okay, I was right. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That not to see him in that movie.
Yeah,
but just the fact that they put a live, a live action Metamorpho where I've always wanted to see. Anyway, so I'm a little, and then I don't know if that character that he was fighting in that field, I don't know if that was a clone or like a Bizarro, or I don't know what, because you could take it in several different directions depending on what storyline from the comics, or what I don't know, again, without, because it was, if I'm being honest, the trailer was a bit messy.
It was messy.
It was very messy.
Wow.
Very messy.
Okay.
Very messy.
Okay. Hold on. Can I ask you a question, Pete? Can I ask you a question? Like, seriously.
Absolutely.
I'll be real.
Ask me a question. Be real.
What storyline are they going with from the trailer? From what the trailer?
I don't know what storyline they're going with. I don't think Lex is the main villain, though. I don't think he's the main villain. I think he is like an evil, probably like sub character villain, or like a camp, maybe like a little bit here and there, but I don't think he's the main villain. Because what I love about this is it's already an established world. It's not a reboot. It's already established. Not going to tell any origin stories of characters that we already know, which I'm happy with the direction he's going with this world. And
that was the only direction he could have gone, because if we got another reboot,
it would have been messy. It would have been too much.
Thank you.
It would have been too much.
No,
so it's not going to the direction of a reboot. It was already an established Superman world, which I'm happy about.
I know and you want to know what would even be better established?
Yeah.
No more Superman movies.
Listen, there's, like I said before, in numerous broadcasts that we had with this, there's so many Superman stories that haven't been told.
But I feel you on that. But here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. So the DC cartoons and stuff, those they've told 101 different Superman stories, Justice League stories, Batman stories, right? And they've told like some of the best ones.
Of course, yeah.
So what I can deduce from this, James Gunn has two options. He can adapt the story, right? And then make it come to life, which I'm still trying to figure out which one. I've been playing it in my head of what I know, because I've never been a really big DC Comics fan.
Okay.
But I've been doing a little research and see if I can kind of put something together. And I haven't come up with a story yet that kind of fits with this. And that's fine. But I also know that James Gunn taking any direction, on his own, it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. So I worry that, again, from what I saw in the trailer, it was garbaggio to me, man. I
don't think it was garbaggio. I think it told the message it wanted to tell.
I don't think it told us anything.
Exactly.
That's nothing.
It told us nothing.
That's what a trailer is supposed.
No, a trailer is supposed to let you in. It's supposed to give you a little bit of tickle. It's supposed to tease you. It's supposed to give you.
It gave us the tickle. It gave us the feel where the movie was gonna go.
No,
I'm gonna let you continue.
No, it gave you nostalgia because it played the same theme song that was played, and that's really all it came down to. You were emotionally manipulated by the soundtrack. By the soundtrack of the trailer. You were emotionally manipulated. Yes, that's really what it did.
Wow.
It emotionally manipulated you, so you feel a certain way about the nostalgia of it, and you want that moment back. Sir Christopher Reeves passed on. You're never going to get that moment back.
Okay.
Understand.
All right.
That this is really what comes down to. Okay. It's a beat up story. It's a beat up story. I've heard it 1.5 million times.
Right. Not only is it a beat up story, right?
Okay.
Here's my problem with the whole thing.
Go ahead.
Here's my problem. So, we had the Brandon Routh one. It was that Superman Returns, right? I think that was
Superman Returns in 2006.
Right. And that's the one that I meant to say.
Oh, that was the one you meant to say instead of Man of Steel. Okay.
He's better as Adam than he is.
Right.
I like them as Adam. Yeah. Right. I agree with that.
So what I had a problem with that one. Wrong actor. It was just the wrong thing. The storyline was trash.
Mm-hmm.
That one was a waste of a movie, right? And then you have the Henry Cavill, right?
Right.
It not only was it a reboot, but there was a lot of changes that was pulling it away from the Christopher Reeve and kind of establishing this new modern take on Superman, right?
Yeah, to me it felt too dark. It felt too dark. Superman shouldn't be dark at all.
Right. So now that puts me in the whole like, all right, and his path was gonna turn into Injustice Superman. You know what I mean? Or like the evil. So that's kind of where I was, and we saw a little bit of that in the Justice League when they were calling him back after he died from, whatever he died from, and then he came back with the black suit and was serving up everybody, all the Justice League members. All right, so we kind of got a little bit of that, but it's way too dark. The Superman is way too, and I like Henry Cavill, but he's
Henry
Cavill
too. I like him at that. I felt they got the right actor for it, but just the whole storytelling was crazy.
Yeah. And then the weak Lex Luthor in that one.
That was horrible. Jesse Eisenberg.
Was horrible. No. Wrong person, wrong feeling. It was just awful.
Completely agree.
Completely
agree.
So with this again, what I'm seeing what James Gunn is doing is again because the trailer itself was not cohesive at all. You really didn't know what was going on for 1 minute. It was a lot of fan service and like bells and whistles and stuff to kind of get people excited. Plus the feel, the colors, the sounds and everything. It was real, like it was trying to give you that nostalgia thing. Correct. That's what they were and it was brilliant. It was well placed. And I get what they were doing, but you can't escape a terrible story.
Right.
If all you're gonna give us is bells and whistles, all you're gonna give us is that ugly CG dog, that oh my goodness. Shame on you for even doing that.
The dog was adorable.
The dog was not adorable.
The dog was adorable.
The dog was not adorable.
The dog was adorable.
He looked horrible. He looked like
beat up.
He looked like he was going to change to a xenomorph any minute. Like,
Come on, that was touching.
Really alien. It was
like touching. No,
the dog is an alien.
You know, it looked like he had a touch of the croup. Like
the croup. The croup. We're going there. He had a touch of the croup.
Yeah, sure. It was the quickest one I could. Look, I could have said worse.
You could have, and thank God you held yourself back for professional radio. I admire that. Thank you.
And I kind of gotta tell you, this whole, starting it off with, all right, this godlike creature is now been beat up and he's like bleeding and coughing up blood and this and that and trying to humanize potentially.
That's what I love about it. They were humanizing Superman. That's what I love about it.
Again, James Gunn, well done. I get you, sir. I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm telling you now, it's not going to save that movie. Not going to save it.
I think the movie is good. I think the movie's going to knock it out the park.
It's a nostalgia humper.
That's all.
It's a nostalgia humper.
That's all it is.
I feel you guys just don't like the character.
No, that's not it at all. Not it at all.
That's what I feel.
No,
that's what I feel.
No, it's just it's played out like
I understand because we saw so much of the rhetoric.
I don't loathe Santa Claus, but that's a story that I've heard for 46 years, and it's the same story over and over again. During the holiday season, I turn off the flipping TV because all I see are these Christmas movies because it's boring. All these stories have been told
All
before.
right, I got you. I got you.
Give me something original. Give me something beautiful. You want to know something? If you want to tell the story of a godlike being coming down from another planet, tell me that story. Just don't call it Superman. Keep the cape to yourself and give me something that's worth it. And James Gunn has not done that yet. And there are some times in which James Gunn stuff, and we'll even talk about it. I don't know if we want to talk about it now or talk about it in the next one, but let's be real. Creature Commandos is the most hit miss that I've seen James Gunn put out.
It's hit miss. It hit miss. Okay. It's hit miss.
We'll go. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But let me tell you something. So here's and here again, this is again my issue with the whole thing with James Gunn, period. With James Gunn and this whole idea. This is why Marvel worked.
Okay.
This is why Marvel worked.
All right.
Why Marvel worked is they plucked characters that were not the bread and butter characters from the comic books.
Oh yeah,
like
they did that with Iron Man very
right?
well.
Like
very
Guardians
well.
of the Galaxy.
That was a very good Iron Man.
So what they did was they plucked these characters, these B, some C like list characters. Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic books were like C list characters, or
you can even say D. Honestly,
you can even say D.
You can even say D.
And then made them a staple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now you got, and we've spoken about other characters in the DC universe I would like to see in movies, like The Question. You know what I mean? So we could have did a Captain Atom movie. We could have did something else than what Warner Brothers and what DC has been doing and been putting out.
But what about with Hawk Girl? What about with Mr. Terrific?
But pause there, because that's where I wanted to get. I knew you were going to bring that up, and I love that aspect of it. What about Hawk Girl? What about Mr. Terrific? What about those characters that are played people of color that get to have a side role in a Superman movie instead of their own role in their own movie?
They have to be introduced. They're not really introduced.
No, they've been introduced.
When have you heard something about Mr. Terrific? When was the last time you heard
Arrow?
And he did a good job. He did a good job.
Phenomenal job.
I agree. He did a great job. But for he's not known. You know what I'm saying? He's not incredibly known.
He is though. They introduced him,
and he isn't.
Right. They introduced him in Justice League Unlimited, right? Mr. Terrific. And he was phenomenal. And Hawk Girl was a staple in that show, right? Correct. So again, you're playing safe. You're playing way too safe. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. I don't think it's okay that they neglect all these other amazing characters that they could have made movies from instead of the same Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. It's the same Aquaman. It's the same stuff.
What hero would you start off with first?
I would start off with the Question, and I'm going to
tell you why. With the Question first. Tell me why.
And I'm going to tell you why. The Question is way more. He's double the detective than Batman.
Okay.
All right. Him being a normal guy and stuff, that gives that human aspect. He's tortured by his conspiracy theories, but more likely than not, he's correct.
Okay.
But that could have played like a psychological thriller. That would have been an amazing trilogy movie. Because he had his dealings with Argus, the Justice League, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Right. That would have been their Sherlock Holmes series.
Okay.
The Question is an amazing character.
Understandable.
You start with those characters.
All right.
There's an entire roster of Justice Leaguers that they could have just plucked from that have deep enough backstories and stuff that they could have made some magical movies with. But instead, they keep dropping the same people. I'm tired of them.
Okay.
Justice League was a cool idea. I'm tired of them all, though. I'm tired of them.
Easy. Who would you start off with?
Honestly, dude, I think one of the most compelling stories that is out there is the Dr. Fate story. How you're a prisoner of your own power. Do you think about the story that could go into that?
Oh my God, that would be brilliant.
Oh, it would be flipping phenomenal, especially with how the visual effects are today.
Mm-hmm.
You can get something along the lines of the Doctor Strange movie with all the crazy stuff that was happening where they won the Academy Award for best visual effects.
Right.
You could literally have that but instead you're dropping this on a beat up story. Like, I'm telling you,
we can't have those movies after Superman. They can't be just as much of an impact after Superman.
They have more of an impact before Superman.
Before Superman,
because no matter what, Superman's going to make money. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, Superman's going to make money.
The end point goal is to make money for a starting campaign of a studio. Isn't that the point, to make money off first, and then you can go off and have these characters have their own standalone movies?
Marvel took a chance with Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
They took a chance with Iron Man.
They have bigger
because of rights.
They didn't have
because of rights. They had no choice.
They didn't have a script. No, they had a choice.
They could have picked that.
They had a choice. They definitely had a choice.
They could have easily opened. If they would have opened that with Captain America, none of us would have watched it.
Yep.
None of us.
I agree.
Especially around that time, if a patriotic movie like that would have come out, it would have been completely
the
forgotten.
4 Captain America movies that bombed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you can't do Captain America again.
No.
You said the Captain America movies bombed?
It would have bombed. The 4 Captain America movies that bombed before the Iron Man movie, like
you're
back
talking
in
about the
70s,
old school, like back in the 70s.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about.
Oh no, they couldn't have started with Captain America. Iron Man was the best call. Mm-hmm. He was the best call because his story is just deep enough that they could have gone in several different directions and still put a good movie. And the funny part is the success of that movie. They were totally off script, most of it, but we don't know because it worked so well. And they took a chance. That's all I'm saying with DC. They have a wealth of characters. Warlord, another character that I find very, very interesting.
Well, that's a good character.
The cross between Conan and a couple other characters. He was a spy. The dude that I would love to see a post-apocalyptic world where he's trying to bring the United States back and whatever. That is a deep character. I would have loved to have seen that. But again, they're wasting their time with characters.
I'm not wasting my time though with you guys on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. 3 nerds, Venton, Preston, Easy Blues, and the OG Blurred. The Professor, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think that another direction would have been. I would have loved a Metamorpho movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll still get that. I think we'll still get that.
It's too late now.
It's too
late now. It's too late.
It's not.
I would have loved an official. As much as I'm not a fan of Guy Gardner, I would have loved a Guy Gardner or a Lanterns movie where you introduce Kyle Rayner or with the Hal Jordan and I would have loved John Stewart.
If you want to play it safe, and stay in the Superman universe that's already established, give us a good Lex Luthor movie.
I would have taken that.
And now you're safe because you're safe. You're comfortable in your little universe that's already been established, so you can make the stupid money for no apparent reason. No, give us good stuff. I'm so tired of being given garbage.
We're gonna get great stuff. You
guys
gotta be optimistic. You gotta be optimistic. You're being too picky with this. You guys are being too optimistic. We're not gonna get another Joker thing. None of that nature. It's not gonna happen.
No, first of all, after seeing the second Joker movie, I don't ever want to see another Joker ever.
I'm avoiding seeing that because I know a musical with that world is going to be a bad idea.
No, it was hard to, and you think it was tailor made for people like me to enjoy it. Like it's for the dark theater kids. Are you kidding me? It's the perfect thing. You got the totally crazy character.
No, it was for bad lighting. Ego. I think it was for his ego. Honestly.
It was horrible.
I think it was ego. I don't think it was good to the fans. I think it was a bad decision, and I felt there was no need. I agree with you. I knew it wasn't good looking at the trailer.
Right.
I 100% agree with you, but I believe this is a good call with the trailer. Both of you have valid arguments. I'm not against your arguments at all. I'm not against that. I understand where you're coming from. I comprehend what both of you are saying. I'm just optimistic. I like the feel of what he did for this character, and I'm not going to fully judge until I see the product. I'm not. This is not something that's a Madam Web. This is not something that's a Craven the Hunter thing for me where I know automatically it's going to just sink ship. I think this is going to be a good direction for them.
Well, I can tell you something.
Yeah.
It was a smart call of DC to get somebody that's going to save their universe. However, I'm not convinced that James Gunn is gonna hit it out the park. Especially when we get an opportunity to talk about Creature Commandos.
Let's talk about Creature Commandos right now. I think it was a good show.
Okay.
Go right ahead. I'm gonna let you start off first.
All right. So,
spoilers alert, everyone! Just to let you know, we don't care. Spoilers alert.
Yeah.
You watched it by now. It's been 4 weeks. Alert. So if not, come back to the show.
And I'm up to date with like the latest episodes and stuff like that. So like, you know, I took this homework seriously, bro.
I did too. So I'm gonna tell you what they did right, and I'm gonna tell you. Well, I'll tell you what they did wrong out the gate. We didn't need to see a cartoon version of James Gunn in the credits. Let's start there. No, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, all right, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. That was a little bit too much. I agree with that. That was funny. It was funny to me, but come on now. We already know
hubris much. We're doing this.
Yeah,
come on.
Too much. Come on. I agree with that.
Gunn, no, thank you.
Agreed.
We know who did it, sir. No, thank you. We did not need that. To pass it off. Because I remember the original Creature Commandos. I also remember the Marvel version which I liked better. But anyway, but
they had a different name though. But the cartoon was so good. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was because Doctor Strange was in it.
Doctor Strange.
It was fire. It was. They had that It was
on it.
They had it was fire. It was
Dracula.
Dracula was a villain.
He was the bad guy, but Wolfman at Night was in it. They had that dude that was the mummy, and he was
the zombie dude.
Yeah, the zombie
doctor, but he was like just like the smart thing. But when like he got loose, he had to eat brains.
Oh my god,
it was best. It was best. But
it was funny because the Hulk served on that team at one point too.
Yeah,
it was like, and it was a mess because it was like him and Man Thing. They were like the powerhouses of the team.
But you knew they were going to have that tension. And they wrote it off so well. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yes. But with the Creature Commandos, what I didn't like, which frustrated me, was don't rely on the Suicide Squad so much and Waller. You didn't need her. And you could have written something else and Rick Flag. You could have written something a little different. Where it made more sense to me,
right?
And because it really didn't, it really didn't. And the bride, who's my favorite character out of all of them, because she's the only character that I felt they really gave a lot of good development to so far.
So far that we know,
so far that we know, right? What I really appreciated her character and her history. You saw her in those different points in time doing different things. I thought that was brilliant.
That was well done. Yes.
That was well done. But the other characters around it, like you had that Weasel type of character that was from the original Suicide Squad. From the movie. Let him die, please. Like, really?
Yeah, for real. I don't need his backstory. I didn't need his backstory. I understood. I like it. I even understood why they used the Suicide Squad to help jump this off and different aspects of that. Like, I understand you have to do that to be safe. But like doing it as a good idea.
Wait, say that again. To be safe. That's exactly. That's right. That's what I'm going.
Bro, come on, man. Y'all being too picky. Y'all being too picky.
No,
we're playing too safe.
Come on, it was good.
You don't have to play to that safe.
Come on, man.
Bro, when you have and here's the thing. I love the budding relationship that's happening between Frankenstein and Rick Flag. I can't wait to see where that goes. Don't get me wrong, it's hysterical.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
It's hysterical. Yeah. It's hysterical. I love what they're doing with the Frankenstein character. I love
Frankenstein. It's my second best. Right. Yeah, I love him.
But again, I don't need Amanda Waller in there. I didn't need
Rick Flag. I didn't need Rick Flag. So
save the money, bro. This is the same reason. The problem that I have with the city that we live in and our issues with the art system.
Okay.
Save the money and don't drop your money on and making sure freaking Davis does her drop for and you're rolling out on Viola Davis's coat strings just so the one character that she established. Don't do that, and invest that money in more younger talent that you're going to help build up and move forward. That's how you have that career. That's how you have that stuff to go forward and move through. Save the money, save the investment. You don't need to waste a Viola Davis.
I rolled my eyes when I saw her and Rick Flag. I'm like,
isn't that a character supposed to roll your eyes too, just for her actions? Isn't that a character?
It's I don't want to see you no more.
Isn't that one of those people? Come on, man.
I know people
that I
do that with
heat and go away heat. There's a difference between heat and go away heat.
Yes.
You know that, Pete.
Yes.
She's one of those go away heat characters. That's what she is. That's what she is.
She's go
away heat character. Amanda Waller is. Just by the decision she makes, is the way she talks. She's a go away heat character.
And she's not.
She plays it well. They have the right actors. One of those characters. I love Viola Davis. I love her.
She's not one of those characters that you. She's one of those characters that you wanted to die early on and be done with. Yeah. Right. But no, she has to die in Batman Beyond like years later. Come on.
That's what the character is meant for. But when they die, it's the pay. Come on, man. Y'all be a little too much with this.
She don't have to have her hand in everything.
She doesn't need her hand up every DC girl skirt, bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm done with her and Rick Flag and the whole Suicide Squad. Now we got a Monster Squad. That's the Suicide Squad, but they're like monsters.
And Wolfman has Nard. I don't understand.
Oh,
listen,
exhausting.
I believe
the Fish Lady.
I love the Fish Lady. I love her.
I don't. She's a useless.
I love the Fish Lady. I love G.I. Robot. I thought he was great.
G.I. Robot's hilarious.
G.I. Robot was amazing. I love his episode.
He's trying to murk everybody,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because
tell me they're Nazis. Tell me they're Nazis.
There was the what are you saying here? Is there Nazis?
I love the backstory where he killed real Nazis in the future, and he was wrongfully convicted. I love that aspect.
Listen, I get it.
You know, you know what I mean?
I get it and I appreciate it, however.
I appreciate
Okay, hold on.
I appreciate.
Did you say he was wrongly? Look, as I feel, we should definitely live
I'm just saying
with a lot less Nazis in the world. And I say it all the time.
He was
and I feel, I have the Captain America feel about Nazis. You should punch them in the face. I've got that.
Yeah.
But he also just like slaughtered, a whole bunch of people.
Not a human. Families. He's a robot.
It doesn't matter.
He's a robot.
He's a fictional character.
Fictional character. Who's a robot. Saw hate.
I saw
his programming. So I didn't see hate. Saw his programming.
He's programmed to see hate and destroy it.
I would really like to say. I would really like
I
to
get where
say.
you come from. It's easy. I get where you come from.
I would honestly like to say that I like this enough where I want to see. I don't though. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And
I'm good. I don't need to see another. Like if we had, unless you're like we're gonna watch this show the entire way through and give things the whole time. I'm done. Like I'm pretty done with it.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I wanted to continue. Done. Can I spread some positivity in here?
Go ahead, please.
Can I spread something because I know you guys are done with the Superman, Suicide Squad, Commandos, DC thing.
You're sparking rainbow parts. Let's go.
Let them cook. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that the Suicide Squad is dead. They're not going back to it. They established that in the first episode. That's what I love. What I do love about the Creature Commandos, I believe we are going to see more members, unfortunately, get unalived and be replaced with new people. I think I love the fact we're going to go into that. I like the fact they're going into the monster world. I love the dynamic between the Bride and Frankenstein. I love that part of the whole thing. I think there's going to be a secret villain within the whole series. I think it's that princess, to my knowledge. I love the fact they put Gorilla Grodd in there. I think that was amazing. I love the fact that we're seeing layers within this world. I love the fact just the monsters, the dynamic. So much is going through my head. So much is going through my head. That's why I like the fact of this series. I love Weasel's backstory. You can ask me a question, Professor. Go right ahead, sir.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
Do you think that James Gunn and DC is doing this to beat Marvel to the punch? Because
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because
I don't think so.
it almost feels like they're pushing it and rushing it because
I
the
don't think they're
Midnight Suns are
rushing.
coming
I
and
don't
they're
think they're
gonna
rushing
do like
anything.
some of the supernatural
Nah.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
see, I don't think they're rushing it either.
No.
I think this is more. How do I put this? I got to put this in a nice way so it can be aired on TV.
Yeah.
This is more
What?
a self gratification
okay,
type of project.
okay, I can see that.
Where
Okay, I give you that just because his cartoon was in there in the intro.
not just because his cartoon's in there. His brothers are the voices too.
His brothers are what?
The other gun is the voices.
Weasel. That's not a side character.
Weasel and GI Robot.
Okay.
Sean Gunn is playing.
Easy, you're my brother. If I write something, you're in it. I don't care.
Oh yeah, word.
Nepotism. They can say whatever. You know what I mean? They can say whatever. I don't care.
No,
you know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, it still makes it masturbatory.
And for me, where I think that that I commend James Gunn for doing, because that was a little risky. That was a little risky. I appreciate it. Again, I loosely remember the Creature Commandos, but they had their own arc and their own backstory.
Yeah, I think we're going to get into that.
They didn't need to be attached. That's all I was saying.
I don't think they needed to do that to get audience familiar with this whole universe he's building. I think they had to do that.
But he didn't have to do that. He could have just told the original story.
Sometimes you got to be safe. Sometimes you have to be safe. We can get annoyed by it. We can get frustrated by it. But to put this for the mainstream audience, sometimes you have to do that, in my opinion.
All right.
Regardless of what we feel, because we're so passionate about a project, other people aren't passionate about a project. We're passionate about comic books. We're passionate about these fantasy characters. Oh, they don't have to be safe. Sometimes you do business-wise to have it reach out to more audiences.
I feel that. I see that.
Because we're too
it just almost seems like a waste
want instead of realize how other people want to perceive this.
But see, like I don't really care if you stick 100% to the source material. If your story is going to be better, tell a better story. Tell a better story. Tell a better story.
Of course.
And we're being let down by a lot of,
I don't think we're being let down.
And I love Alan, Mr. Phosphorus.
I love Mr. Phosphorus too. I thought he was awesome.
But I love the actor. I will watch anything he does. I've loved him since A Knight's Tale, and I'll watch him through everything.
I think he's the right choice for Clayface. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait
for paying attention to the credits because when I saw James Gunn go through at the end, that was Alan Tudyk.
That was Alan Tudyk as Mr. Phosphorus.
I love that.
And he's playing the live action Clayface in a film in a couple of years. I think he's going to knock it out the park.
Okay, all right.
Look, anything Alan Tudyk does, he knocks out of the park.
Exactly.
Of course.
He's just that actor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he's really
again, good. Like I said, I completely fell in love with him when he played the dude in The Knight's Tale, and he was always going to try to fight people because he wanted his money. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I will punish him. It's great.
Great character. He's an incredible.
I loved him in Rogue One as the robot, as a robot. He was really good.
He was perfect. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I love David Harper as Frankenstein. I thought he was really good doing it, and his voice acting was really well.
Yeah, it was, but I just felt he just had this whole cringy whole thing, and I kind of like the way they did that because they were also showing his not only his naivety but also his youth because he was just put together.
Yeah,
so he
childish
really didn't
mindset.
comprehend. He really didn't comprehend. Why doesn't she love me? And this,
exactly.
I thought that was played really,
really
you
know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It was kind of foul what happened with.
Oh, it was totally foul. It was totally. I agree with you, 100%, 1,000% foul.
That was foul,
which we cannot discuss on radio.
Right. No, but
1,000% foul.
But Victor Frankenstein 100%. Deserved that
everything. Deserved everything.
He deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved that
work. He deserved that work.
He absolutely did.
Yeah, he earned that work.
Especially with him being married. Oh,
I know.
He earned
man.
He earned
that was sick.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. But again, well played. well played. Yeah. It was smart, and like I said, I don't have a lot. That battle between the bride and Cersei though, or what?
Fire.
She was beating the brakes off of her for a minute. She was beating the brakes off of her.
And there's going to be a Themyscira series. Fire. I can't wait for it.
No.
There's going to be a Themyscira series and there's going to be a Latin series.
Okay, that's fire. Okay. Because let me tell you something. That right there, that whole episode that's what made me really, really love that character now. Because of, you saw like not only her backstory and her like starting to learn and et cetera, but you saw how much of a powerhouse she actually was.
Absolutely.
And all the stuff that she got to endure being chased and like by the monster, by Frankenstein. I thought that was really well done and well played. Like, I'd love to see her with her own series because she has such a deep backstory. And again, because it takes place in several different parts of history.
She can have her own series, and she can also be a worthy Wonder Woman villain. Because I felt
I don't want her as a villain, though. I don't want her as a villain. I want an anti-hero. Yes,
she can be
I don't want her as a villain.
I'd
love to see her team up with Wonder Woman and go.
There could be a team up, and there could be an against. You know, there's a longevity for this character, kind of like Loki. It's kind of like Loki. How Loki was going to be against Thor, and then they eventually had to team up. I can see that with the character because she has visions, but she cannot help her visions.
Yes,
which I love.
I really dig that. So,
yeah.
So I was able to pluck some stuff that I was really, really happy about out of the series. But as a whole, like I said, I think because I was kind of familiar with the source material and stuff,
right?
You know, and I respected the source material because it made it, you know. It worked for me. I just was wondering, you know, I didn't know why James Gunn didn't take the time to kind of develop some of that stuff because understandable, it was like back in the day. It was back in the day, and you kind of gotta, you know, make it kind of modern. But I don't know.
Is there so much season left? I mean, they're 4 episodes in.
Right.
You haven't really gotten to the whole point of flushing out what exactly is going on. You know, you have now this vision go through after now this one person was just the ultimate enemy, and now they're going to be your ultimate hero. You know, it's just did we need you know flag banging her? Did we need flag banging her? No.
That was funny.
It was funny. The funny part.
That was funny.
The funny part for me was this whole thing just feels like a big setup, though. It just feels like this huge setup. And again, because I don't trust Amanda Waller so much. Because I'm not really too on board with Rick Flag.
Trust though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I really don't understand. Like, I still haven't understood why they're even there to protect this chick. That's like she's willy nilly. The princess or queen, wherever she's willy nilly, man. She's not. She don't need protect. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, look, I get what you're saying, but as we talked about that first episode of Creature Commandos, those soldiers aren't that bright.
Nah, they're not. They're not.
They're not.
They're really not. They're really not.
There's people I don't want to go to war with me. Those are the people I don't want protecting me if something happens at all. They're not.
But there's this weird thing though which I don't like. It's this weird thing.
But what I do like is the conversation we're having on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. OG, continue.
Yeah, there's this weird feeling that it's like, all right, now we're gonna call the United States to save the day, and and they're gonna send their hero. They don't have any heroes in Europe in that part. I mean, I could probably rattle off some names of some heroes in the DC universe that are in Europe. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's a fair argument. That is a fair argument.
It's like, come on,
that is a fair argument. That's
Oh.
how I felt when I played Spider-Man on the PS5. But then, like, you know, you saw all Venom taking over New York City, and I'm like, come on, man, Spidey can't be the only one.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
That's how I felt when I played that game, man. Come on, you can't have Iron Man, a Strange Power. Come on, you got the Sanatorium right there. Like that's how I felt.
Look, the Bride is the only one that is kind of from around there anyway.
Yeah, true.
Right? So
true.
I'm sure there's others. There has to. I know there are other heroes from other parts of the world that could have like locked in and like helped out
that
or something.
What would have been nice if you would have saw like just a little cameo of him, not Karen. Ain't going like that.
He's going about his business, being like,
I'm good. You know what I mean? Like that would have been straight. Because I think X-Men did that well. I think X-Men did. They showed the other characters in X-Men 97, but some people didn't want to be involved with that, which I thought was perfectly done.
Yes.
I like that aspect. So I get you have a fair argument. You really do.
Yeah.
So I get that.
But like that fight, I can't stop thinking about that.
The fight was great.
It was amazing.
The fight was amazing. Good.
It was amazing. She was laying hands on her, and if she didn't cheat with her magic, boy, Cersei.
But then you got Dr. Phosphorus just planting his hand.
That was good, and you saw Weasel with the
face. Yeah. Okay, first of all, I don't know why you like this Weasel character so much, other than the fact that he can lick his own taint.
He's funny. He is funny. You need those funny characters in those weird shows. I'm sorry. If it's a weird show, I need a good 2 to 3 funny characters that make no sense. I need that personally. For me. Like, for example, Jar Jar Binks, all the hate, all the unnecessary treatment that character got, he made me laugh sometimes. You can't take things seriously.
And you know what? He was an important character.
Exactly.
He was an important character. I know people hate him and stuff like that. He was a bit ridiculous, but he was an important character, one, to the storyline, but two,
man. Come on, man.
But that's another
character.
That's another failed opportunity because there are so many better storylines told with Jar Jar Binks.
Okay,
you know, Dark Jar Jar when he becomes a Sith Lord.
Yes.
I mean, it's such a more interesting.
It can still be done.
No, it can't.
It can. Listen, if Darth Maul came out with a movie right now, I'll watch it.
That's a fact.
Some stuff can be done. We say it can't be done. Oh, it can. Joker 2, Joker, singing Joker, a musical, it can be done. Do we need it?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be done.
Don't say stuff can't be done. Stuff can be done. You never say that. Madam Web, that can be done.
You know what?
It should have been done better.
In Star Wars,
it should have been Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right? In Star Wars Rebels, right? Then they bring back they brought back Darth Maul.
Yeah.
He had the cybernetic parts and stuff like that. That was one of the hypest moments in that show when what? So it can be done. It can be done, but will they?
That's what I'm saying.
They won't. No marbles.
No, none. No, it's less about the marbles. You know what it is? They don't want to pay the writers that created those things, the authors of the books. They don't want to pay them, and that's their biggest misstep. They almost ruined the whole universe if it wasn't for Jon Favreau saying, "Let's do some real Star Wars stuff here."
Yeah, I love the Western feel he put into it because it made the most sense.
He didn't put into that though. That's the thing. The Western feel came from the original Star Wars movie.
Yes,
I agree.
He just brought us back to the universe.
To the audience about it. Put it back.
He brought us back to the universe.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that about
100%,
what Jon Favreau's done. And again, he single-handedly saved the universe for me because after that last movie, The Rise of Skywalker, I was done. I was done with the whole thing.
And unfortunately, I'll be done with this part of the breaking news segment for Three Nerds Venting. This is a new edition of this side program we have with Preston and Easy Blues. But pre-record, we will come back. But you have to wait another 2 weeks for this breaking news thing. We're going to go all Star Wars for this next episode, which I'm really excited about. We're going to talk about Skeleton Crew, our thoughts, feelings, positivity, negativity, and if my two great friends want to still rep James Gunn and me still defend them, I'm totally ready for that work. I'm totally ready for that work with these two great gentlemen that I share this podcast with. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining within this nerdy madness. WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, Easy Blues, and the OG Blurs, supervillain to many, the Professor. We thank you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Go Superman. Thank you.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout?